Hey guys, back at you. Um, yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video with the truck, and just wanted to get that out. Uh, I had to think about my hobby shop. Sometimes you just get a brain freeze, and I do that all the time. Um, my shop is on Westchester Pike in Darby County, I guess it is, Nichols Trains. And the reason why I say, guys, that you ought to uh, have a good hobby shop is these guys up there. People come and they sell collections off for people that pass, or um, some guys just want to sell off collections. And I get a chance to buy some great die cast cars at some ridiculous prices sometimes. And I've even questioned their pricing, and they just said that this is what they want, and they're cool with it. So yeah, I just wanted to pass that on. A good hobby shop is nothing's wrong with that. You know, listen, guys. Throughout my whole life, as a kid building cars, as a young man, I actually started out in the car business, and then joined the military to serve my country during the Vietnam War. Wanted to get that out of the way. No, I did not serve in Vietnam. I served in Hawaii during that war, and I was a diesel mechanic for the Marine Corps, and I believe I have mentioned that, and proud of it. I did everything that every other Marine was supposed to do, and I had a job just like any other Marine. And with that being said, after I got out of the Marine Corps, all right, you get married, you have kids, and diecast cars for guys for guys like look, I'm going to talk for a minute. This is my channel. This is my time, and I don't get to say a whole lot. You know, I try and just show cars and scoot off every once in a while. I just like to talk. I got some cars here that I'm spinning around, and we're going to talk about them. But I just want you to know, um, first of all, the Starsky and Hutch car. We lost one half of a pair of one of the greatest shows ever. And if you're a movie collector, uh, please get this car in your collection. They're still available. I think Auto World may have them. I got this. It's got to be. I got this in the early 2000s. I had to get this in the early 2000s um, from uh, from a flea market, brand new in the box, flea market. I don't know what they cost then cost now, but then I only paid $30 for it. I remember because I paid $30 for this, $30 for the Munsters, both of those. Speed racer cars were $30. Um, the guy kept going up to get movie cars, and he would bring them back, and who knew that they were going to just blow up in price? But nevertheless, and I got these cars just a long time ago. Not much has changed in manufacturing and all. Cars pretty much seem to stay the same. This car here, when I was out there trying to work, and this movie came out with Starsky and Hutch, you Ford could not keep this car on the lot. Guys would buy them, have them painted up, and to look like Starsky and Hutch. That's how popular the show was. And oh, everybody, there was no doubt. Starsky and Hutch was a hot show, and it was great at the time. Probably, if you look at it now, it might seem a little corny, but you know, for guy, look, I am seven. Well, I'm 72, and I'm headed to 73 this year, and I plan on being around for a while. You know, wine, women, and diecast cars. That's me. Wine, women, and die-cast cars. I guess that's my whole life, and I enjoy this hobby immensely. And I don't get to free talk to you guys sometime. And if you want to cut me off, just go ahead. It's no big deal. I'll have another car I just want to talk about and then hang up, right? But I wanted to pay accolades to the one half of the Starsky and Hutch team. And it was a beautiful show. This was one of the coolest cars at the time. I don't know what else I can say. I just was thinking about it as I looked up before I put this stuff up here on the turntable. So yeah, I'm going to let that go. Starsky and Hutch, great time, great show. Um, like everything else, you can probably find it on YouTube and look at some of the shows. They would slide across the hood and jump in it. Just a great show. The music, the way the show started, and that was definitely one of a kind. And this was a very cool car. So I'm just gonna set that out of the way carefully. That's the old chair over there. Now, these two cars we're going to talk about, guys. The Dom Perdone Dragster and the Plymouth Barracuda under glass. When I represented my high school, I might have told the story. I was at ACO Dragway. It's the first time I seen this, and I had spent a lot of time. There was a couple of guys. We would go down to ACO Dragway quite often, and we would see cars, the Dom Perdone, cars like this, funny cars, rails, drags. We seen them all. But the ACO Dragway, I don't know if it was last year. I don't know if it was last year or the year before that, but it is officially gone, closed in the state of New Jersey, where ACO Dragway was. And when I was out there really trying to bump and grind and crank out a living, look, here's your boy. I'm in my 30s there. That's my Firestone work uniform on. I remember the place I took this. It was after work. If you can see, I got a pretty good crop of hair up there on top of my head. And those were some good times. And then I went to California and learned to run a muffler shop. And we had a muffler bending machine, and I did custom pipe bending and welding and stuff like that. I spent about 17 years in the trade. I have some memories here. That's in the muffler shop. That was my toolbox then. By the time I got to Firestone, it was over 7 feet tall and 6 feet wide and growing. And you would say, well, what happened? Well, my back made it so hard for me to bend under a hood. The pain was so excruciating, I had to give it up. And I've had 2 back surgeries, but I got healed, and I worked as a contractor and then actually went to work for myself, and I screwed it up. So one of my health issues is walking now. That's one, and the other one is the VA's trying to fix. But these 2 cars at ACO Dragway, and I just thought it would be neat if I showed you some stuff from the 80s that I saw down there at ACO Dragway. Now, this is back in the 80s. Here's a couple of funny cars. These look like a couple of Camaros to me. I was looking at them earlier, trying to figure out some of them. You can see that there was a lot of fans out there. Drag racing back then, the people would turn out. Now, here I got, which looks like it might be, I know one of them is a Vega, and the other one, I don't think it's a Vega. I'm pretty sure it's a Pinto. and they're lined up at the starter's gate. As a matter of fact, yeah, they're lined up at the starter's gate. This is in the 80s at Echo Dragway. And then I got a shot of them pulling off. I don't know if you can, you can't really see it. I'm sorry about that. But anyway, the Vega is pulling a wheelie. You might be able to see that. I don't know. The Vega's pulling a wheelie as it's coming out of there. We got a gasser or a roadster that was there at the track today. A lot of you car model builders love these, and I love buying them already together. But this was a really cool car. And like I said, this is where I saw Hemi on the glass. I got some fan favorites here. I got a Pinto with a blower about 2 feet high and a Pontiac Firebird on the line there. I hope you can see that. And same 2 cars, and that Firebird is just coming off the line, and he's leaving that Pinto in the dust with his big 2-foot blower out under the hood. Now, I got one here I got to show you. Here is a Plymouth Horizon and another Pinto. A Plymouth Horizon, and he's got a blower sticking out of that thing about 2 feet high. And I don't remember the outcome of that. He's got his wheelie bars on the back of that, and the guy is really going there. Another car. This is a car sitting on a trailer, and I don't know whether we were coming or going, but this is back in the 80s. And like I said, huge crowds. I mean, the stands are packed. And in this foreground right here, we got a drag bike and a lot of the drag cars that were running that day. I know it's very hard to see, but I had to go into the family. I have a album, and I kid you not, this is a picture of the kids. All the pictures you see were on the back of this. That's when I put that together. That's my daughter and my son, the one that became a sergeant major. So yeah, just some great. Here's a Camaro, and apparently he's got no competition because he's all by himself there, going down the track. And when I look at all that old stuff, it's kind of like I don't want it to be lost. And I guess a lot of you young guys, you collect the cars, but these cars really did run. It was a great fan base back then. And when you get to be my age, whatever's left in auto racing will be what you have to enjoy. But there'll never be another era where we get cars that can run, and they still do. I mean, we got Street Outlaws that started on the street, and now they're No Prep Kings, if everybody knows what Street Outlaws is. But tracks are closing around the world for a lot of reasons. And a lot of these cars are just ending up now in collections. But it would be nice to see how long that this muscle car, American Muscle, will last. This is part of what I wanted to say. I showed you a picture of me as a mechanic. As a mechanic, back in the 80s, you had to become certified. And when you got certified, you wore patches. Now, I didn't do transmissions. If I'd have did transmissions, it would have been one patch with another gear, and I would have been certified as a master mechanic. As it is, I was certified in tune-up, engine repair, brakes, electrical system, front end, heating, and air conditioning, and I hadn't been introduced to automatic transmission rebuilding as of yet. And this picture that I'm showing you, I can only get it but so close, but this is me up here in the corner, which I know you can't see. I'm standing next to one of the smartest mechanics I ever knew in my life, and I was honored enough to be a teaching assistant for him. And we went all over the place teaching computer, GM computer systems when they first came out, and that was really cool. Um, so I just wanted to show you that old school cars are something that I truly enjoy. I enjoy this hobby. I enjoy the chance to get to talk about them. And I don't really get to talk about them as much. Most of you guys enjoy me just showing the car, moving along, showing the car, moving along. So every once in a while, I would just like to kind of just say, this is what it's about, and this is how I got into it. Like I say, when I was a kid, by the time I was 13, I was doing oil changes. Building models, I could name an oil pan, a valve cover, a cylinder head. I knew what all the parts were. By the time I was in junior high school, I was already in shop class, and by high school, I was already in shop class. And I never told my parents. They always thought I was academic. They didn't know what I was doing. And I said, nope, I'm going to be a mechanic. And I enjoy my trade at that time for as long as I can, and became pretty prosperous with General Motors. So there it is, guys. Without rambling, collecting die-cast cars, for me, is a chance to look at the past, pay homage to a lot of what has gone by, and some of it passes on, and all we have is left is stuff like this that keeps the memory alive. And I think that's where I'm at with this. I just want to to pass on a little bit, keep the memory alive. I've had a lot of fun in my life as a mechanic, and I'm just going to keep collecting. I'm going to talk about cars as best I can without boring you, and I hope I didn't bore you now. So without further ado, this is Chico. Miller makes me happy. I want everybody out there to stay safe. It's raining like hell here in Philadelphia. We got a terrible storm. I got nothing else to do in the rain but talk. Stay safe. Peace out.